Cover Killer Nation, I think it's finally time that we talked about it. I really do. Do you think it's time that we talk about it? Because I sure think it's time that we talk about it. What is it? That's it. What is it? No, we're not going to be talking about Faith No More. What we are going to be talking about is, check out the awesome shirt. Thanks to the guys in Sanhedrin for sending me the shirt and a couple of decal stickers and things like that. It was really awesome of you guys. If you guys still haven't checked out Sanhedrin and you're watching this video, what the fuck are you waiting for? Type them in the YouTube search bar, and after you watch this video, of course, and search them and love them, because they're one of the most amazing bands that I've ever heard to not be signed. And they should be signed. But no, that's not actually what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about the new Devin Townsend Project album. Yes, that time is here. It is finally time for us to talk about EPICLOUD. It's an album that is so epic that it actually has epic in its name. And of course, epic is a song by, yeah, Faith No More. It's kind of weird and kind of freaky how that happens now, isn't it? I'll tell you one thing that's not freaky or weird about this album, and that's Devin Townsend's intentions. Now, how do I know his intentions? Did I speak to the guy? Well, not really. However, there have been a lot of rumors going afoot the internet that if you try to get a leaked copy of this album, you actually get a version of this that has Devin Townsend's commentary on it from, I guess, a CD release party or something of that variety. And whenever I heard that, I immediately jumped on the idea because I thought that that was probably one of the coolest things that I've ever heard of. And so I did, and I actually really enjoyed it. So HevyDevy, if you are watching this video, I thank you for that. And I thank you for some jackass for making it available, because that was a really, really interesting panel of insight into your thoughts and your dreams and aspirations for this record, whether it be in the studio or the live reflection that you ideally wish that you could really showcase for the world for this work of art. Now, that said, let's get into the album itself. The album itself is supposed to defeat some heavy metal cliches. Now, I know I just talked about a couple of reasons why people really don't like heavy metal. There's a couple that I left out, and this is actually one of them that he is actually trying to defeat. And the reason why is because it's not 100% a cliche. Devin wanted to make a record that defeated the heavy metal cliches, that you couldn't talk about love, you couldn't talk about life, you couldn't talk about beautiful things on a heavy metal record these days. This is in the 1980s, where we're singing power ballads and questing to find the next Mrs. whatever your last name is. This is in the 1990s, where we are crooning because we're on heroin, and our loved ones are either dead or don't like us because we're on heroin. And this isn't the 2000s, so we are not in a boy or girl group. So this is the 21st century. This is 2012. It's definitely a different time frame, and this is something where you don't see it very often. Positive message in metal. People think that's impossible, but it's happening on this record. This record is chock full of it. This record is chock full of some love songs. However, this is entitled EPICLOUD for a reason. This album is entitled EPICLOUD because it truly is epic in magnitude. Even though these are songs that are talking about very good intentions or very positive lyrical themes, the epic music in the background is certainly worthy of that term. Mainly because it's not going to necessarily sound like the same wall of sound ridiculosity that you've heard on Devin Townsend records from the past. But that is because this is the Devin Townsend Project, where he is channeling a side of him that he has never channeled before. And that is something that you're going to hear on this record a whole hell of a lot. This is a one-off idea. You're probably not going to see him do this again, and it works. So really, with the epic idea, it is there. It is just something where, for this message, the music that you hear is truly epic. And it truly is. Devin has spared us no expense whenever it comes to this as far as artistic integrity is concerned. He wanted an album with positive themes. It's chock full of them. He wanted an album that had that epic build that also was able to incorporate fantastic guitars, tremendous production work, hand done of course, boombastic drums, fantastic female vocals that can make little kids that haven't yet reached puberty, you know, do it. You know, it's something that's going to make your Jimmy hard regardless of whether or not you hit it or not. It just means that if you haven't yet, then, well, there you go. There it is. How you doing? Welcome to manhood. Those balls, well, you're going to want to stick them into something. Well, not the balls, but you know what I'm saying. And he also wanted to deliver just a fantastic record. And all of those things were something that Devin was able to deliver with EPICLOUD. You have varying avenues that are explored here. This is not like Ghost or Deconstruction, where he's focusing primarily on one real style of music. He is, in a way, however, it's more of a frame of mind that he was writing whenever he wrote this album. So you're going to hear a lot of different things. You're going to actually hear the reworking of an old Devin Townsend song off of the album Physicist that he thought initially was, well, not that great. You're also going to hear songs that have triumphant female vocals, choir vocals, and also just a clusterfuck orgy of vocals in the chants on the song Grace. You're going to hear songs that actually have titles that almost sound religious. It's weird, but as Devin himself said, it was done for a reason. Of course, you all know about the song Lucky Animals. You've all heard the song. Some people love it. Some people think it was great. I thought it was great. Other people, not so much. They thought it was kind of hokey. They thought that the dancing part was kind of ridiculous, and they thought it was too simple, whatever it might be. I think they're wrong, but that's okay. They're entitled to have their opinion. But Lucky Animals, you could honestly say, whenever you listen to the remainder of this record, is kind of the one song on this album that, while it isn't going to necessarily be the simplest, it's definitely the one that has... you listen to the other tracks and you feel a little bit more with them. Lucky Animals is kind of just a great little anthem song. It's definitely the best choice for a single, mainly because if you are a new fan and you're seduced in by this song, and you have entered into the twisted and insane world of Devin Townsend's skull, this kind of like a misnomer. It's kind of, it's a trap, so to speak, because you kind of get this generalized idea by Lucky Animals, and then you listen to the remainder of his discography and the breadth of his work, and all of a sudden you're just like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? I kind of like it. So anyway, throughout the course of this entire album, you're seeing an exploration of different styles. There is a proggy side here, a healthy amount of it, which is very, very good, and something that Devin has always been very proud of. But there's also a lot of a charge towards just good old-fashioned, old-school rock and metal that really is able to mix itself together with Devin's trademark sound that is able to combined create an album that is, while very diverse, also for some people will feel quite familiar. So with that said, what about other aspects of this record? I already mentioned the fact that he reworked one track, but he met a group of guys that were in a band by the name of Pendulum, and he asked them if he could use part of one of their songs almost verbatim on a track on this record, and they were nice enough to allow him to, and he's able to really work this in his style and make it just beautiful. There are all sorts of different little notches of information that really make this album cool, that you really don't want to talk about all in one album review because you want to talk about the music. The music itself is spectacular. I mean, how is it that Devin Townsend is this consistent? I mean, how is it that every single time we talk about Devin, it seems like we're using numbers such as 8, 9, or 10? Well, the reason for that is because the dude is a demented mad scientist. He is Professor Devy. He is a mad genius, and that is the type of thing that we here really, really enjoy. We enjoy stepping into his world. Even if his world is calm and serene like it was on Ghost, or just a complete and utter ridiculous story such as Deconstruction, we can almost meet him halfway with EPICLOUD. Because EPICLOUD is able to take a very simple idea of a positive message and truly build it into something fantastic. Now, if you feel that Devin Townsend has to always sound the same, this is an album that's not for you. Ghost wasn't an album that was for you either, and he probably wasn't either. But if you really enjoyed his work in Addicted, if you really enjoyed Deconstruction, and that is everything that you know, this album may not be for you either. It might be a little too soft. If you absolutely love Ghost but find the hard stuff to be atrocious, this album really isn't for you either. It's a little bit closer to be geared toward you, but not really. If you want him to be absolutely ridiculous, then this album is probably not for you either, because this has definitely a fun but serious tone to it. All of you should really reconsider those notions, even though I made very generalized statements regarding them, because this is an introspective but fantastic album. It's introspective in a way that he's searching within himself to find some just truly unique outlets for positive thinking, and even in something very strange in a track called Hold On, where it's the perspective of a parent who is watching their child slowly die of a terminal illness in a hospital. The track name itself definitely gives you a message of hope. Hold on, you can do this. Song titles like More kind of talk about how we always want more. It's almost like a play on excess. And Angel, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. This album is full of fantastic moments, and it's something that every real Devin fan can find something that they will enjoy. Will everybody find this to be a 9 or a 10? No, it's because this man is human. This man's not always going to be able to create fantastic hits, but this album is a solid 8.75 out of 10. I feel that I enjoyed Deconstruction and Ghost a little bit more. However, this is no slouch. It's the reason why it's not that far behind. And I also feel that that might change over time, considering I've only listened to the album probably about 5 times. That alone is addiction enough. So, there you go. So, the great Lord and Professor Devin Townsend has once again blessed us with another fantastic release. One that is sure to touch you in some ways, even if that means touching you in your no-no spot and causing you to hit puberty. So, fantastic work once again by Devy. New shirt, new Devin Townsend record. This day's fucking fantastic, man. I'll see you later.